welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Wednesday. I am your host, Brian, and here is my co-host, Vance. How we doing tonight, Vance?
Hey, man.
Hanging in there?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep watching crypto.
Watching lots of crypto videos?
Good.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oops. Oh,
sorry. I was getting a replay there. I was trying to share stuff.
All right. So another week. Not a lot happened, but a little bit happened this week, I think. Bitcoin started to rally a little bit, went above $7,000. So that's a nice.
Yeah.
Nice to see. In fact, let's just jump into that real quick and see what's going on. Just for a second, I better make sure I got the coin market cap up on my thing so we can take a look at it. I haven't actually looked at the market cap at all today to see where we're at. Have you?
I haven't either. I just pulled it up for the first time. I haven't even been home yet today, really.
I'm going to have to look at my phone for a second because it's always faster than trying to, when I'm doing the broadcast, it seems like it slows everything else down. So today we're sitting at $228 billion. So according to this, last week we were at 208, so we're up $20 billion in a week, so that's not too bad.
And the thing is, where was Bitcoin last week?
Bitcoin was $6,445. So
we're up $600.
Yeah, up $600. I think it actually even got up to 71 something.
Did it? I didn't see that. I just see we've been holding steady over 7,000, kind of that graph.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the last it doesn't say on this one, but it seems like we were in the last 24 hours, it was actually, the high was 71.19. So, and the low was 69. So, yeah, we've been hovering right there around 7,000. So not too bad today. The Bitcoin dominance
still high, 53%.
53%. Down a little bit. So it's at 53.07 is what I have. Last week I had it at 53.23. So down a little bit, not much to make a lot of difference, but still, if it can work its way down a little bit, that means the altcoins are getting a little bit of action as well, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. What I say we're currently at $7,019.
Sure. I'm at 7,023, but yeah.
I did too, and I just refreshed.
It went down. No,
it went down. And it's been, like I said, it's been down under. It's been in the $6,900 range, but it's been hovering right there, pretty close. Within a few $100s. So
right.
So it's definitely gone up. Like I said, $600 in the last week, and 20 billion back into the market is a good step too. So I like that.
Yeah, with all the delays with the ETFs, it's actually good that we're going up.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Going down that list a little bit, Ethereum's up a little bit as well at 287. So we saw that down in the 250 range not very long ago. Everything actually. What's funny is it seems like things start moving up and the market's doing pretty well, and we're thinking, okay, we're seeing some green, we're moving. And then we get to our show and everything's kind of gone down and we look like we're in the red again. Yeah. When in reality, we are up a little bit on a lot of these coins from last week. Not a lot. I mean, Bitcoin is the big one that's moving. XRP's at 34 cents. It was a couple weeks ago.
It was like 27 cents, wasn't it? Something
a couple weeks ago it was 27 cents. So it's actually, within the past week, it really kind of moved up, 4 or 5 cents, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good gain for that. There's a couple other ones that have been good. EOS, whatever you want to call it, is up 4% today. It was in the $4 range, a week or two ago. So it's now sitting at $6. So not too bad. Litecoin is also up a little bit. We were talking about it, and we were at the $50 range, I believe. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's now at $60. So I was watching a video on it the other day from the Modern Investor. It might have been yesterday, and or today. God, I can't even remember. My days go by so fast. And
I've
he was
missed a lot of his stuff lately, but yeah,
his videos are sometimes too long, and so I don't have time to get into them and listen to him too much. But he was talking good things about Litecoin and how it ought to be a quarter of Bitcoin is in his opinion and several others' opinions. So being at $60 is really, really cheap if it ought to be at, say, $2,000,
yeah,
or
yeah.
$1,800 at least. What did Bitcoin get up to as high point? Was it around like $500? No, it wasn't even that, was it?
Mm-mm.
It's probably $300 or $400 at its high point. And Ethereum was only at, did it hit 1,500? It might have hit 1,500.
I think Ethereum hit 14. It was not 1,400. Maybe it did hit 1,500. I thought it was like 1,400, but yeah.
But if you're looking at those coins, I mean, if you buy a $287 Ethereum right now, I mean, knowing it's gonna get back up to where it was before, I mean, that's a great return just by buying Ethereum. So it just goes to show you don't have to buy Bitcoin in order to get up to, have a return of $40,000 or whatever that everybody hopes it's going to get up to this year. You can actually buy an Ethereum and have a better return than Bitcoin. And same with the smaller coins as well. Maybe Litecoin ends up getting up to 1,200. Well, that's a very nice return on that.
It is. My thing is, I'm still on the board with the Bitcoin being a secure, basic. It's not a securities. I don't know what you want to call it, but the fact is, it's an investment. Yeah,
I agree, and that's right. And I agree. If you're looking for a short term, Bitcoin might not be the short term to make you a lot of.
You'd probably be better off with the way XRP and EOS is going, short term wise.
Right.
But
so, yeah. So if that's the case, but if you're for a long term, I definitely believe in owning some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Charlie. It was Charlie Lee from Litecoin that said everybody ought to own one Bitcoin at least. Buy one if you can.
Yeah, and that's right now is about the only time that's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's going to be affordable enough for everybody to go buy one. So we're not telling you to do that because no way are we financial experts or giving you advice on anything. But the way things look, and this is the way Charlie Lee is stating this, is that basically you're looking at Wall Street. You're looking at investment institutions buying up Bitcoin and putting it in their portfolios, whether that's going to be your 401k, whether that's going to be a hedge fund, your retirement, however they're going to put that in there. Basically, they're going to be buying a majority of Bitcoin if they haven't already at this low point. So it's going to be harder and harder and harder to come by. That's why they're saying buy at least one now before you want to invest into other altcoins so that your portfolio is safe in the future. Say you're down the road when it's up over 100,000 or whatever we're saying it's going to hit, or not what we're going to say, but basically forecasting is saying it's going to be, $250,000 or something like that, a Bitcoin. At least you have one in there to pad your portfolio against all your altcoins, depending on what they're going to do. So,
right.
That's all they're saying. Is that point.
And they've said, you get one Bitcoin in there. And once this starts rising up again, and we hit the $20,000 range or the $30,000 range, there's going to be a lot of people in the world, millionaires and investors and things like that are going to be thinking, wait a minute, what am I missing out on? They're going to have a little FOMO, I think, the fear of missing out. And they'll start to jump in and buy these Bitcoins, and there won't be enough Bitcoin for all the millionaires in the world to own one. So what is that going to do?
It's going to push it up even more.
Drive up the price. Yeah.
So that's where Bitcoin really stands different from everything else. Stands out differently from everything else.
Right.
Is because of that. So that's what they're talking about. And we will start to see more and more of this when those ETFs start becoming approved. Once we get past these postponements and the ETFs are starting to get approved by the SEC, then we're going to see the bigger investment funds, firms, however you want to say that. I mean, the hedge funds, the portfolio guys basically are going to be adding this in, and you're going to start to see a lot of that. And that's what a lot of people are talking about now. That's where, like some of the guys that we watch or follow and stuff are talking about as well. So, and that's what Charlie Lee has stated. That's why he was saying, get into your one Bitcoin, because it will go up. Now, there already are opportunities for you if you wanted to get into such as like an ETF opportunity, but they're not here in the US. They're overseas. So TokenPay has already started doing this. I don't know if you've read anything about them lately, Brian, or not, but TokenPay actually is with Swiss. I can't think of the name. Anyway, Swiss bank that they're in with, that's already basically selling certificates. And they're so you'd go buy a certificate for $1,000. I'll just throw that out there, $1,000. I don't know if that's the exact price, but that's what they're talking about. Is that basically you go buy a certificate through Token Swiss? That's what it is, through TokenPay. Okay, and basically you can buy. It's an equal share of Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, and I can't remember, or maybe it's Neo. I don't remember, but it's 4 coins. Basically,
the top 10?
Yeah, they're in top. Actually, I don't think the 4th one's in top 10. It might be top 15. Dash, that's what it is. So Dash. Okay. So it's Bitcoin, Ethereum. I swear it's either EOS or Neo. I don't know, and Dash. Okay. So basically, your $1,000 would be, you buy the certificate that's worth $250 of each. So it's an equal share across, and that's basically how they're doing it. So they're already past the whole ETF stage to where you can go start doing this, and that's basically all the ETF is. It's going to be institutional money, basically packaging and bundling coins in with the rest of their portfolio. Okay, that's basically ETF in a nutshell.
Where they will hold the keys to all those coins and stuff. You won't personally, individuals don't have to worry about those personal.
So basically, you're buying a certificate that says it's worth this, and this in their portfolio. Okay, and that's kind of how that's going to work. So anyway, that there are opportunities now to even go start doing this, and these are fairly new. I mean, these are all within the last couple of weeks that this has been going on. So TokenPay is already kind of ahead of the game on that one, because they're like, we don't need. Kind of funny. The article I saw was, we don't need no ETF. We don't need no sticking ETF.
So that's where I think I saw Sean Davis had posted.
Yeah,
didn't he do
Sean
a video on that?
About that? Yeah.
And
so
I didn't see the video, but
funny.
that was his headline. Yeah, we don't need no stinking ETF.
So
we don't need your stinking money.
So they're. I mean, they don't have to. They're not a U.S. based institution. They already have a bank in Germany, and they're in with a bank in Switzerland, so they can kind of do whatever the heck they want. What's nice about crypto is it doesn't have to be here in the U.S. It doesn't have to be regulated by someone here in the U.S. So it could be anywhere.
Yeah, I was explaining that to someone tonight. I was talking to somebody that didn't know anything about crypto, and that's why I was a little bit late getting started, because I didn't get home on time. But it's amazing how many people do not know about crypto. We are still in such an infancy state, This down market right now is no big deal, because, like I said, when we start getting some mass adoption and things like that, you're not going to ever see these prices again.
Yeah, so that is true. We've got a lot of bored people out there with crypto right now. I think that's kind of the best consensus, and so many people have said that it's just a boring market right now. It's because we're used to last year. It's not even last year. We're used to the end of last year, where things were just going up crazy, and people were making money hand over fist. Right? That's what we're used to. Okay, because why? You got to think, the 1% of people that are actually in crypto, how many of them have been in more than a year?
Not very many.
Not too many. Yeah. I mean, there's some guys that knew long ago, and most of them are freaking teenagers, that have made millions of dollars on this. And it's just because it was that mentality at the time, and it was just too new for, the baby boomers or anybody else around that. It was the millennials that were into it. It was younger, So that's kind of where we're at right now. Is it's just there's a lot of boredom going on with the market in the whole, and because it's just been so sideways and down. But I mean, you got to understand, we're still at $7,000 for Bitcoin right now. We're still higher than 80% of last year, except for the end. The only time that we weren't this high was at the end. Before that, we weren't above 3 to 4,000. I mean, we didn't peak above 5 until September, last year, which is still a month away. That wasn't even a year ago. So understand, we're still higher than where we were last year. We're still better off than where we were last year. And it's going to change all again in September this year. That's, things are just going to kind of follow that same trend. And into the end of the year, we'll see a lot more coming in just because of all these ETFs that are going out to the SEC. And that will change a lot that's going on. So it's going to change a lot of the market.
I agree. There's been a couple of things. IOTA has really gone up quite a bit. I mean, they were in the 40-cent range, and they're down to 69 right now, but they were above 70 cents today. That's quite a change for them, isn't it?
They're at 70 cents right now. But they were higher. Just looking at the charts, and sorry, I like I said, I didn't look at these charts earlier today. I haven't actually looked at charts since yesterday. So, but I mean, we have had some improvement on quite a few different coins out there.
Yeah, some have really been doing very well. It's hard right now because as I look at it, there's a lot of coins that are in the red right now, but that's just because of the last little bit. They've just changed. They've gone up. A lot of things were really up a lot yesterday.
Yeah, and IOTA was up to 80 cents yesterday.
Was it up to 80 cents?
Yeah, they actually hit 80 cents yesterday. So,
yeah, I mean, they were down under 50 cents just about a week ago or so.
Yeah. So,
but there are things up. Monero was under $100, and it's now a little over $103. It's $103 right now. VeChain, I don't know a lot about VeChain, but it's been doing quite well. A lot. Yeah. But there's it's funny because I see a lot of coins that last fall I wanted to get into, and I thought, and then I felt like I missed my chance. Dang it, I missed it. They've doubled now. They're doing really well, and they're right back to those prices again. I mean, some of them even a little bit cheaper than what I could have bought them for last year, and it's just crazy. Steam is under $1. There's just a lot of good coins out there. A lot of things to buy.
There's a lot of opportunities. There definitely is, and that's a general consensus across the board of all the people that are reporting on this. People that are putting their perspective on it. The articles that are coming out, being written, they're all talking about how it's still a great time to buy. You gotta bide your time right now because. I mean, things are starting to turn. We're starting to see some improvements right now going up. We see that it's kind of been this way, like every, 3 months we turn up and then it comes back down a little bit. And then 3 months later, we're up again. That's kind of how it's been this summer, but it's all stayed down. It hasn't really come around to where it's the bulls coming into town. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the coming month.
Yeah, I hadn't looked to see where electroneum was lately, and it's down actually to 119 right now. It's up the last few days.
Oh yeah, it's really down in the rank. That's in the rankings, guys. That's not price wise.
So that means ranking. There are a bunch of coins that have actually had a pretty good week and have moved ahead of them. So just in that week's time, but there's also a lot of good coins that are still below it. Salt's down there at 60 cents. Yeah. 62 cents. I mean, there's still some good coins. But I think one of the things that's hard for people is there are so many coins, Vance. How do I know which ones to get into? I mean, I see all these coins. Oh, this one looks cool. Tokenomics, that looks cool.
Well,
it's like a snowflake or something. How do I get some of that?
That's kind of what we've talked about is, over the past year, we've tried to educate a lot on some of the stuff that we've talked about. Okay. And we've talked about, doing your research. Don't just take what we're saying or someone else you're hearing say is, oh, this coin's going to be good, because all that means is they like it and they're jumping into it. Why? Did someone else tell them? Is it just word of mouth that this is going around, or did they actually have a product behind them that really is pushing this? It's going to set you out, so different from everybody else. Basically, that's what we're always looking at. So we have our 4 bullet points that we always look at. One is, does it have a good team behind it? Do they have a CEO that could work in major tech industries, things like that? Someone that's pushing this ICO. Okay. Do they have someone there that you can get behind and have some faith behind? Okay. That's number one. And then the team behind them, are they working in the industry that product that they're pushing is actually coming out in? So if it's a real estate ICO, are those people experienced in real estate? Do they understand what they're talking about? Or are they just made up a real estate ICO because they thought it'd be cool to be into real estate? I mean, there's a little difference there. So you need to really look at that. Second is,
well, if that's the case, why don't we start our own? My
everybody
real estate
could.
experience, your mortgage experience, we'll start our own coin.
Yeah, there was an article last week that talked about how there's a company over in Russia who can start your ICO for $1,500. So why not? Why not go start an ICO? I mean, $1,500. That's actually really cheap. That's really cheap to start an ICO that you can make $1 million on, turn around, and walk away with.
But you know what concerns me? I mean, ICOs just concern me now because there's been so many of them, and we've been burned by a few of them. That we thought were really good ICOs and had a lot of good stuff with them.
Right. So and ICOs are down right now too. They were coming out exponentially,
left and right.
Yeah, left and right. And now they're not there anymore because everybody took heed and said, no, we're not doing this anymore. And you see a lot now that are airdrops, like we're giving away free. We just want to get people in. That's basically what ICOs are now. Mm-hmm. They're freebie handouts just to get people's interest, which is, how are they making money off of that?
Yeah.
How is that team funding whatever they need to be funding? How are they making money off of that? I don't know. Not with airdrops. Definitely not with airdrops. You've got to have people buying in, but you need a real product for them to be buying in on. So, you need to have some product out there. So that was bullet point number 2 is, do they have a working product? Because no way will you invest, and I'll tell you straight up, Brian will too. You do not pay into an ICO for development costs. If they've got a good product, a good idea, they should have already been developing it on their own dime. And now they're trying to recoup it back and actually build a company around it with your investment. You're an investor. That's what this is. Okay. So that's point 2, bullet point 2. Bullet point 3. What did we say 3 was? That one wasn't social media. I'm sorry. I actually have it on a spreadsheet here that I pull it up on constantly. Number four basically though is what's their marketing, what's their social media. Okay, that's the one I always jump to for some reason. But how are they basically on social media platforms? Are they there marketing? Do they have people behind them basically that are in the marketing field and know how to get the word out on this coin? Okay. If they don't, and they have the best product in the world, well, guess what? It's not going anywhere because there's basically no one there to see it. There's no way to see it. Okay. So that's the third part. So yes, there needs to be talk about it. It needs to be having articles written on it. That's the marketing social media side. That's number 4. Okay. I said that. 3. Sorry. I found my little spreadsheet. Okay. So 3, the product that they're building, and this is very important. What sets it apart from everybody else? What's the gap that it's actually filling? Okay. We don't need 10 real estate ICOs out there that all do the same thing. What's the point? They're just, I don't know. They're just clumping up the market and why? Okay.
What problem are they solving?
Yeah. What's the problem that they're trying to solve with this ICO, with this coin? Okay. And that's why you're looking for people who understand the future of crypto and are designing something that's going to last, not just something that's here it's overnight. We have a new coin called, I don't know, butternut coin, and it's here for cookies. Okay. Cookie recipes. Keep your cookie recipe safe. Who cares at that point? I mean, that's not what you need a blockchain for. Okay.
Right.
So do your research. Those are our 4 bullet points that we always follow, and usually will keep you safe when it comes down to it. Is it a reputable team? Is it a proven product that's already been developed, and what's the gap it's filling? Okay. Those are 3 huge. Once you have those 3, then the marketing comes into play. And if they're paying for marketing, great. If they've got a marketing guy on board that's really good with that, what's his credentials? Is he able to push this out and get this going? That's the 4th effect that comes into it. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody.
So ICOs are a little bit different state of mind than they were, say, a year ago from now, when we were looking at a lot of ICOs and things like that. Yeah. And there was a lot of ICOs that were out. What kind of advice, not as a financial advisor, but just, our experience, I'm not real keen on ICOs anymore, just because there's enough good coins in the market already that have potential, that are building products that we already know about. These ICOs, like you said, you got to have a product or something. And a lot of these don't have a product. They've got an idea, but you're funding their idea, which doesn't mean they'll ever have a product. So you may lose your money, in no time.
Well,
the risk, the benefit
costs.
Development of some of the ICOs is that you're getting in at the ground level. Maybe you're getting in for a penny or $1 or whatever. And as soon as it hits market, that $1 coin is now worth $6 or whatever. So there's some benefits there. But we've also seen that $6 coin all of a sudden turn around and go back down to $2 and then down to 50 cents and down to nothing, because it was all hype. So we gotta watch out for the hype. Don't be an emotional investor. You gotta really look at things and study them out. And it's a natural person. I think every one of us is somewhat emotional about things, and we've got to step back, and this is not an emotional business. You can't have the fear of missing out. You can't, market starts to go down a little bit, you sell it. You just gotta hang on a little bit.
Yeah,
I understand getting out if you don't want to lose everything, but most people in our market today are programmed in the stock market or whatever it is. We buy high and we sell low. And that's why we should have people managing our money and stockbrokers and things like that are taking care of those things, because they're not emotional. They're looking at numbers and charts and things like that, where us as individuals are typically a little bit more emotional on our investments.
Right.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah. But a lot of it comes down to what's the team behind it, because now that's what a lot of the news revolves around right now. Are projects that actually have good teams that are actually pushing them into new territories. Okay. And that's why I love to talk about TokenPay, because they finally broke the banking barrier for crypto. No other coin out there was able to do that. They did it. And that was part of their white papers, though. The entire time was that we're raising money to buy a bank so that crypto can be in the banking industry. We don't want the banking industry to come take over us. We want to control the banking industry. Okay. And they did it. It was, what was it? $1 at ICO for TokenPay? I think it was $1.
It was around $1. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it got up to like $9 or something around there. It's down now, but because everything's down. But anyway, that their CEO, Derek Capo, I think Derek Capo. Anyway, he's one of these forward-thinking guys, and that's what we like to see when it comes to ICOs. Someone who understands what the future is, not just getting an ICO out, because now we found out anybody can do that for $1,500. But what are they going to do with the ICO once it's out? What is the benefit for mass adoption, really? And that's where we always talk about Richard Ellis, because why? He's the guy who gets invited to all the conferences to talk about the future of mass adoption in crypto. Okay. And he's been one of the only ones that's been out there doing that. Of course, then we always get, John McAfee out there too. He's always a fun one to watch, but he talks about that as well. What's the future? How is it going to change the world that we live in? Okay. And so that's what we like to see is we like to see how is it going to change, how it's going to benefit humanity basically. And how are we getting in on this on the ground floor? Because anybody getting in on this right now is still on the ground floor. Even at Bitcoin at $7,000, you're still on the ground floor, guys.
Yeah.
And we don't want to tell you, oh, hurry and get in and don't FOMO. But I ain't gonna lie to you, when it doubles and hits $14,000, which by the way can happen in a matter of a week. We've seen it.
We've seen it go up $1,000 a day, right there.
Yeah.
When we started to hit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You saw swings of $1,000 a day. And if you don't think that FOMO is not going to set in, you're just kidding yourself. So if you think it's going to go back down to 5,000, there is a chance that it could drop back down to 5,000. There really is. I'm not going to say, I mean, there's a chance for anything, but the way things are going right now, the way things are moving and the way the market's starting to solidify, and with big banking in behind stuff now, I don't know if it's going to drop back to 5,000. I see it kind of holding steady and moving a little bit and holding steady and moving a little bit and holding steady and moving, up until basically all these ETFs are done. And suddenly now now New York Stock Exchange opens their market for crypto. And then the Boston Stock Exchange opens up their market for crypto. And Chicago Stock, they all have them. They've all planned them. They've all announced it.
Yeah.
When all that stuff happens, the amount of money that's going to come in, we're not going to be worried about it going from 5,000, from 7,000 to 5,000. It's going to be going from 5,000 to 15 to 25 to 35. That's how quickly it's going to start jumping. And then if you haven't been in, FOMO's lost. There's no more FOMO. It's just regret at that time.
Yeah. The reason the market's low is because the institutions and stuff like that have been negative and things like that, trying to drive the price back down because they missed out. Now they're gathering. You can guarantee these banks and stuff are gathering Bitcoin and gathering these cryptocurrencies and stuff and are getting ready because they know. It was a year ago that Chase and them were saying, their employees couldn't buy any Bitcoin or anything like that. But yeah, they were in Europe or whatever, buying Bitcoin and different things, stocking up on stuff.
Different company names. Yeah.
Yes. And so they know it's coming and they want their piece of it. So they're buying it right now. Yeah.
Because even though we talk about, and here's the thing, guys, when we talk about the market cap being only at, what is it right now? Again, $228 billion. Okay. We need you to understand something. That isn't money coming in or money going out. That's basically just what the market is worth right now. Okay. And that a majority of that, when we talk about Bitcoin dominance, a majority of that money, the 228 billion right now, 120 billion, because we're at 53%, 120 of that is in Bitcoin alone. Now, what's the reason why 120 of that is in Bitcoin alone? It's because that's where people are buying.
That's where
the money is at. Now, the market cap, I mean, that's not how much money is coming in or out. That's just what it's worth right now at the current prices. And those prices are not dictated by what the market cap is at all. Okay. They're dictated at who wants to buy at what price on an exchange. Okay. So here's the thing. When we were almost at $1 trillion last year, there was still the same amount of money that was in Bitcoin. It's just people were buying it for a heck of a lot more.
Right.
Because it was valued at much higher. Now, how many people were buying lots and lots of Bitcoin at that time? Not a lot, because you could get a fraction of a Bitcoin. That's how many people, that's what people were affording. They were putting a little bit on a fraction of Bitcoin. Okay. They weren't buying whole Bitcoins, but we just want to make that relevant that the market cap number that we talk about doesn't dictate basically the price on anything that's going on with coins. It's the price is all dictated on what you as an investor feel comfortable in paying for that, and what me as someone who's holding Bitcoin is willing to sell it. Okay, I'm not willing to sell it at $7,000. You're gonna have to pay me a heck of a lot more for my Bitcoin. I can already tell you that right now. So it's gonna be I'm gonna be holding that one a long time. Okay, I'm going to be holding that. I'm going to be holding that as long as the banks are going to be holding that, which is going to be like forever until I decide to whatever.
And even then, you're not going to go sell it. You might sell a little bit of it.
I'll sell a fraction of it off. Yeah, I'll sell little bits off of it here and there. What I need
to sell it, the whole thing, because it's going to keep gaining value.
Right, because at some point you're not going to be able to buy it anymore, and no one's going to be selling it anymore. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
A Satoshi for $10,000
if you can, right? If someone is even willing to sell a Satoshi at that. So
at that point, you're going to be buying Ethereum or Litecoin or maybe some other type of coin that's whatever has its pairings. So I can buy a Litecoin now for $50,000,
right?
So that I can trade it in and buy a couple of these other cryptos, that type of thing.
Right. So. But Bitcoin is not one of these coins that's there for mass adoption.
Right.
It is not. Okay. It was the first. That's why it's worth the most right now. And there's not a lot of them. So, I mean, that's the issue is there's just not a lot of them out there. Not like other coins. I mean, not where XRP has, what's their circulating supply? 39 billion or trillion, no billion. There's 39 billion, almost 40 billion circulating supply of XRP right now. Okay. And there's only 17 million circulating supply of Bitcoin. And there's only 21 million total. That's where it ends. That's 21 million. So that's why we're saying it's going to be harder and harder and harder to get that Bitcoin. Just because there's not enough of them out there. And it's not, and I don't care about that. The fact that I already own a few, I mean, I'm good with that. I already own some, so I don't care. But I'm not selling them for $7,000. That's a joke. No. Especially when I already know it hit 20 last fall. It's going to hit a lot higher than that in the future. Maybe not 2018, but I mean, we're already being told it will hit 100,000 by the end of 2018. But I see a lot better profit coming off of that 2019, 2020, when it's supposed to be $1 million a coin.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well, I just going back to the market cap a little bit. I think the better way to say that is it's like on CoinMarketCap, it shows up as market cap, and really what that is market capital. So people a lot of times think that's a cap on how much the market can have in it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And all it is just a number. It's just the market capital that's in. So right now, Bitcoin has market capital of $121 billion. They've had $400 billion in market cap. Just the fact that the price has gone down. And so there's by no means is market cap limiting, the value of the coin. It's just what the value of the coin is.
It's just based off of how many coins are out there at the price that someone's willing to pay for them. That's what the market capitalization is. Okay. Right. It means, and that's the thing though, people have put a lot more money in than $228 billion. Mm-hmm. They bought, because people were buying Bitcoin at $20,000, guys. People, and now they're buying it at $7,000. It just means that all those Bitcoin that were bought at $20,000 are now worth $7,000, and this is what the market capitalization is on that. That's the worth of what the market capitalization is. So anyway, I don't know, man.
My calculator doesn't go that high. Yeah, so they, when they were around $20,000, the market cap on that was $340 billion for Bitcoin. So about 3 times as much as it is right now.
Right.
So, and the whole market was worth what, 800 billion?
It was almost 900. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the thing though, is there's going to be a lot more people coming in and buying, and people selling and all this stuff in the future, especially when these ETFs get approved. Okay. So it's going to be bringing a lot more money, and that's when we're talking, it'll be in the trillions of dollars. And that's where people will start holding a lot of stuff to try and increase the value on it, because they want, if they're going to sell, they want as much of that trillions of dollars coming in as they can.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. So, and then when when Bitcoin's worth $100,000 at that point in time, then we'll see much higher market cap ratings. I mean, yeah, we're going to see quite a bit higher.
Yeah, let's say it's at maybe we have a circulating supply of 18 million by then. Probably not, but well, yeah, at 100 million.
Well, it just
Probably.
depends on how many people are mining, but yeah.
Or 100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the market cap 1.8. What are we at now? 121 billion?
Just 121 billion on Bitcoin.
1.8 trillion.
Just in Bitcoin.
Just in Bitcoin.
Just in Bitcoin. That doesn't include the altcoins. That's just in Bitcoin.
Right. So we expect the market to grow into the trillions. So
yeah. And I just had something on the tip of my head I was thinking about saying, but now I don't remember. Anyway.
I put up on the screen that our follow us on our new channel, the BitTube.
So you want to explain BitTube?
No, you explain it because you're the one that set it up and put stuff on there.
So BitTube basically is, and there's been quite a few videos out on it lately. Basically, there's a lot of guys that were YouTube guys that are switching over to BitTube. That's because you can monetize BitTube very easily with just getting people to watch, and the people watching actually can monetize. So if you want to go watch our videos, you can get paid to watch our videos. Okay. And it's going to be
in crypto, right?
In crypto. This is because BitTube has its own crypto coin. Okay. It's Tube. That's what it's called. And so basically you'll get paid in Tube to go watch videos. And if you watch our videos, we get paid in Tube because you're watching our videos. So it's kind of a handshake deal. You watch our videos, you get paid, we get paid, and making the content. Okay. So a lot easier to monetize. It's not a lot. I mean, it really is going to depend on what Tube's trading at the current time that you make. But it's basically you have a way to make some money by watching our stupid antics on here, and we have a little bit of way to recoup our costs of doing this, or time doing this, and so that's where a lot of guys are moving over, because it's so hard now to make money off of YouTube if you don't have a huge following. So now it's all about how many people are watching your videos for how long, because you get paid on time, and that goes both ways. You get paid on time, we get paid on time. So. But,
so I just looked up BitTube just out of curiosity. It's trading at 4 cents right now.
4 cents.
And there's an 82 million total supply. 84 million total supply.
Yeah.
So it's still fairly new, but definitely.
Yeah. So we've taken all our old videos that we've done, for the past year, our Bitcoin Wednesdays, our weekly videos, and we've converted them all over onto BitTube. So Brian's put our little link up there. You guys can click on that, go over and check out our channel. Watch some of our older videos that you missed, or if you're new to the channel, go subscribe. You'll every time we upload one of these, because we do them every Wednesday night, we'll take these and upload them onto there. You'll be able to see one if you're missing it. If not, you'll get a notification. But go over, like it, follow us. We'd appreciate
Smash
it.
that like button, right?
That's right. And the thing is, hopefully we get a good enough following off of BitTube that we can start to do some giveaways, some things like that. So maybe that's something that we can help to, I don't know, get crypto to the masses, basically, because that's all this is about now these days, is just making sure that everybody understands what crypto is. And if you've got questions, we'll try and answer them. If you're new to it, we'll explain how to get into it really, really simply. So
that's right. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's about all I have for tonight. You got anything else you want to talk about, Vance?
Yeah, I didn't have much more I wanted to discuss tonight.
We had a couple of questions from people following, but I think we've answered their questions already. So
okay, I don't see them. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I don't get to see your questions when they pop up. I apologize, but hopefully we get to see, or hopefully we're answering your questions as they're coming along. So
we had Diane in Detroit, Michigan. We've got, I can't even say this name, from Zimbabwe. So quite a few people joining us from around the world, and so we appreciate you joining in and watching the shows. We love doing this, and hopefully we're beneficial. And if you do have questions on specific things, we can always do a little research if we don't know, and see if we can answer some stuff for you. But we do appreciate everyone joining us, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
So
if you got questions, throw them up. If we didn't answer them this week, we'll try and throw them up some of our other videos, and hopefully we can start doing maybe little individual videos in and out during the week on stuff that's coming out. Cause I do think there's going to be a lot more news and interest start coming next month. It seems like next month set up for a lot of different companies out there
September, baby,
to really start moving. So that's why a lot of people are saying, let's wait till the end of September, because there's supposed to be so much movement in September. We'll see. Yeah. Hopefully we're getting, hopefully our little calves are turning into bulls now. So, get ready to run. But yeah, we'll see. We know there's a lot of stuff on board for Electroneum coming out for September. Their instant payment system is supposed to go live. Their Fiverr job app is supposed to go live, and I never remember the name of it.
Gig Guru, I believe.
Gig Guru.
Yep.
Okay. And it's basically if you're someone out there who freelances on apps like Fiverr, now you have Gig Guru where you can go and get paid in crypto. So you can get on there and say, I want to get paid in Electroneum, or I want to get paid in Bitcoin. And anybody doing that, or anybody wanting to hire you through that, is definitely one of those things. I mean, Brian and I have talked about too. We'd love to have some banners, maybe a little logo for Crypto Millionaires Club, for our pages made up. So that's definitely something that we're going to be looking at doing. So hopefully if there's any of you guys out there listening that do that stuff, get on Gig Guru and we'll try and look you up.
It's not quite out yet, but it should be
next month soon. But next month. Yeah. But if you're on there and you're doing stuff like that, let us know. We'll do a shout out for you.
So yeah, it's very cool. So even if you're in a third world country or something like that, anybody can learn some of these skills and be able to collect some money through it. So collect some crypto. So very cool.
Yeah.
Well, right on. I hope hopefully next week we got a little bit more good news and the market keeps continuing to rising. And until then, we'll see you later, I guess. Right, Vance?
That's right. Everybody have a good night.
Have a great night, guys. We appreciate you. Thanks.